Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Rest. In this video, I want to go back and look at all of the other cartel gear that I have not went over yet, and that is going to be the 2 shields and the fish slap grenade. But for this video, we're going to be looking at the Firewall. And this shield, alongside a lot of other shields in the game, just get looked down upon due to the fact that there are a couple extremely strong shields in the game. And that makes it to where almost every other single shield just isn't really usable in an in-game build, but obviously you can still use them for fun if you're just messing around with them. You have shields that are really good for offensive, like the Revolter, and then obviously for defense, if you have things like the Stopgap or even something like the Transformer, is still pretty good. But now that we have a Firewall at level 72, can this compete against some of those shields? The Firewall is a defensive type shield, and if you don't know what it does, as it says, projected shield has a chance to fire projectiles at attackers. A portion of the projectile's damage restores to shields. So this is going to be a shield where it puts the shield out in front of you, and it can also reflect bullets, and those reflected bullets will also heal you. Now, if you can get this to roll on it, we're crouching projection shield for gaining 50% damage reduction. This is also really good because this just makes you even more tanky. And as you can see, just all around, this is supposed to be a tanky shield. But as you see here, this is what the shield looks like. Simply just crouching puts this giant Reinhardt like shield up in front of you. So if you want to be Reinhardt in Borderlands 3, this is how you do it. But you know, if you're sprinting, it's never going to be up. It does work when you're sliding, so you can slide and block some shots, which is cool. But if we go up here and, you know, show it off a little bit on some of these enemies that are shooting at me, as you can see, if you would actually ever start shooting at me, it projects them back and does a good bit of damage, and you can kind of just sit here and literally do nothing. Now, this might look okay, like it doesn't look amazing or anything, but the playstyle of this is just very weird. As you see, I go down right there, but my shield is back up, so I can crouch again, and if somebody shoots projectiles, like, they just keep reflecting, and you can be very, very tanky. That's really the whole point of the shield. It's a defensive shield that just does what it does. So if we actually take this over here to something like Captront, just a ball in general, as you can see, it does actually also block projectiles if he would shoot at me, and it does reflect them back. Now, as you see, the damage it's doing is very, very little, but I guess you theoretically could sit here and just have an AFK farm, because you literally just won't ever have to shoot him. But you know, it is absolutely just not that good. So final conclusions is that this shield is very, very interesting, to say the least. Like, it's a defensive shield that does work. It can protect you with sending those projectiles back and heal. You can have the shield up a lot compared to some of the other shields that produce the barrier in front of you. But with this legendary effect of it, it's just really not that worth it. And when you have other shields like a Stopgap, especially with, like, on Axial Start, you could just become immune for 5 seconds no matter what. Literally, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about crouching. You just become immune. The only practicality I can see for this is maybe if you just have it equipped and, you know, some gigantic damage comes in at you, you can just crouch real quick. Say that, for example. Obviously, it's not going to reflect that, but, you know, I wouldn't have took any damage right there. That would be a pretty cool, you know, idea for it. But overall, I can't think of really anything how this could fit into any builds, or what it will make any build better. Again, you're going up against things like the Stopgap and Revolter for damage, and most people just run Revolter anyway because it already is like a pretty decent shield capacity. Plus, the damage that you get is just insane, and it really just throws something like this under the bus, and you know, you're never really ever going to use it. But if you want to, you can get this from Josie, Bite, Franco, Firewall, and Joey Ultraviolet in the cartel event. And now that they are permanent, you can farm forward. If you want to try to get a god roll one of these, go for it. If you can make something work, and if you just genuinely like this shield and you actually run it as your main shield, let me know in the comments below. But that's all for me. If you did enjoy, consider subscribing, dropping a like. It really helps me out. It helps our community grow by getting these videos out there, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.